Well, hello. It's the end of the real first week of the Oregon legislature here at the state capitol building. I'm in my office right now, and let's see, it's about 4:30 on Friday afternoon, Friday the 6th. And I have a lot of people have come by and asked, well, how was your first week, or how was today, or how was the session so far? All these different things, almost as if they're expecting me to be all down and gloomy and oh, it's terrible. I'm having fun. Is that okay? Is that okay? I'm having fun. Now, and here's the thing about it. I'm having fun because I'm doing the people's business here. Now, I'm having fun for other things, and I'll give you some of the details. But what I mean by I'm having fun is what a privilege, what an honor to serve people. So far, I mean, if I wanted to get all down and gloom and doom, I would say, man, they're ramming all these bills through us. It's been a brutal week and all that. But I'm not letting that get to me. We're just going to keep doing what we can do. I'm going to keep saying no as much as I can. Although I want to say right now, for the record, that I did cast my first two votes today on the floor. They were both yeses. Now hang on. I don't want people shooting at me and stuff. Let me just tell you what they were, okay? Hang on. I had them right here in front of me. Well, I don't. Okay. They were like simple fix bills, like changing one word to another word in old statute and adding a word to a title of a company. And anyway, there were some basic fixes that needed to be done, and so there was no reason to vote no on them. They don't cost any money, other than the cost of doing a bill to begin with, which of course is irritating. But there was no reason to vote no, is what I'm trying to get to. And so I was going to try to keep track of all my no votes, and I wanted to be the most no's in the history of the Oregon legislature. I'm already 0 for 2, okay? So I'm a little upset about that. But otherwise, what I'm getting at is it really is fun. It's fun. Not fun as in, oh boy, this is fun. I mean, fun in a good way. I'm not down. Could I be? Yes, I probably could be. But I don't want to be. I choose not to be. I choose to make this into a situation that I'm going to learn from, and hopefully you'll learn from by living through me. Because, again, the title of this series that I'm going to do every Friday during this session is My Life as Your State Representative. And whether you're in my district or you live somewhere else in Oregon, I am your state representative. I want to say right now, by the way, to address that, my office is your office. This is the people's building. And that's one of the great things about the Oregon State Capitol. It is our building, all of us. It's our building. It's the people's building. And you're welcome to come and go as you please. And so my office, just so if you want to write this down real quick, my office it's H373, the H standing for house, of course, 373. So it's the third floor. If you were to come in, say, the most common way, the front steps of the Capitol, so you walk right in up to the rotunda, you'll want to go up 3 flights of stairs, and then, let's see, so you walk in like this, so you go to your right. You go to the left, it's the Senate. You go to the right, it's the House. And eventually you'll get over here and you'll see the third floor and you'll see the offices over here. Now, my staff is fantastic. Betsy Schultz is my chief of staff. Garrett Wolford, who worked with me all last year on the campaign, is my legislative assistant. They're one or the other or both of them will always be here during the day. I'm booked with meetings a lot of the times. I have 2 committees that I serve on, Judiciary and Rural Communities, Land Use and Water. Those committees meet at 1 and 3 in the afternoons. So pretty much mornings up until about noon, a good time to come by. And I just want you to know, you have an open invitation to come by. I'm going to tell you right now, I won't always be able to sit down and chat with you because those guys have me doing meetings with people all the time. If you do want to actually have a sit-down chat meeting with me, then all you need to do is email or call our office and let Betsy or Garrett know that you're a constituent and you'd like to talk to me. The easiest way to do that is a phone call. It's 503 986 1425. 503 986 1425. Or you can always email. It's rep.billpost@state.or.us. That's how you can get a hold of us here. Okay, so my life as your state representative. A couple of things I want to tell you about. I want you to know that I would never waste taxpayer money if I can help it in any way. You know that. I don't want to waste taxpayer money. But I'm eating on my money. And here's how. There's something they call the freshman 15. It's kind of a thing they talk about when you first come in the building. You're going to gain 15 pounds in your first year as a freshman. I have to tell you, after my first week, I've actually lost 6 pounds. And you know why? From eating. I'll explain. They have something called the House Lounge. Now, the House Lounge is where only representatives can go. Only members of the Oregon House can go. It's a cafeteria, tables and chairs and things laid out, and you could eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner there if you want. And what we have to do is we pay out of our paycheck every month for the privilege of using that lounge. For me, my wife's not watching, is she? For me, I eat better here than I did at home. And that's no reflection on my wife. It's just that neither one of us like to cook. We're both lazy. So we just are. We're not lazy. We're tired. And so are you, I'm sure. But anyway, we eat there. The thing is, I'm eating better here. In other words, more healthy, and I'm losing weight. Plus, I take the stairs everywhere I go. No elevators. I'm taking the stairs everywhere I go. 4 flights from the basement up to here. So the lounge, though, what's cool about the lounge is no lobbyists are allowed there. No offense to you, but no, just citizens, nobody else. It's just for the members. And what's nice about it is you find out about people what they're really like when you're sitting having a bowl of soup, or a salad or something. You have real conversations with them about their family, about baseball, about the Ducks, about the Beavers, football, whatever it might be. We don't generally. I've had 2 meals a day now for 5 days in that room, and I've not gotten into a political conversation yet. And I'll tell you, I have it written in my journal. If you remember from the last video, I told you we get a little journal here. I journal every day. And every day, for my own, just someday when I'm an old man, I look back on this, I write down who I had breakfast with and who I had lunch with. And I mostly have breakfast and lunch with Democrats. And you know what? It was point number 2 that I wanted to make here. People are people. We can make up all kinds of mean names for Democrats, and they could probably make up lots of mean names for Republicans. But when it comes down to it, we're just folks. We're just people. Now, I am diametrically and ideologically opposed to almost everything that they believe in. But when you're just sitting having a salad and you're talking about your grandkids or your kids or the college fund you're trying to save for, or the Dodgers, lousy season last year, not going any further. You know what I'm saying? They're just people. I've had people say, yeah, well, you're going to get sucked in and you're going to think, well, they're all nice and you're just going to get along with them. Yeah, I'm going to get along with them until it comes time to vote on a bill. And if we are on opposites on a bill, the friendship ends there. That's not a right way to put it. The friendship doesn't end there, but the ideology ends there. So we can be friends, but we can be separate. And I don't see how that's a bad thing. So I guess if somebody asked me and they said, Bill, if you were to do a radio show now after all those years of all the things you said about these people in here, what would you say now? I would say, you know what? It is a little different in here in that you're in close quarters, you're in tight quarters, and you're with these people all day, every day. You can't fight. What good does that do? But we certainly say what we want to say. And we make sure that we say it and they hear it. And they do hear it. Do they act upon it? Don't know. We'll find out. One other little thing I want to say, just things that are, because again, the idea behind this series was for you to sort of live vicariously through me is, what's it like to be a state representative? I don't think I'll ever get used to people going, Representative Post. I don't know. I can't get used to that because I'm just Bill. I always will be just Bill. So it's something I have to get used to. One of the other things that I like is down on the House floor, you have your desk. On the front of it is a name plaque and it says Bill Post. On the side of it, as I'm sitting on the left-hand side, down the side of the desk, are all these little gold plaques. And that's everybody that ever sat in that desk. Somebody once said to me, one of the persons in the chief clerk's office, they said, that name on the front, you seem pretty important right now because your name's on the front of the desk. But they had us look at the names on the name plaques on the side. And they said, how many of those names do you recognize? And I looked around there and I was like, maybe one or two. And there was like 25 or 30 of them there. And he said, that's you someday. Right now you may be important because your name's on the front, but someday you're just another name on the side of the desk. I was like, wow, that hit me. There's kind of a grind you go through here. And maybe that's why people ask, how are you doing? Are you making it? We literally schedule people about every 15 minutes from 8:30, 9 o'clock on. And then I still have the committee meetings too. The one thing that I would say is it's really hard to take in all the information. Everybody wants to tell you their side of a story on a bill. And they have 15 minutes approximately to tell you that. And it's like I've said before, it's like a fire hose on full blast, and I'm going, you can't take it in. And I don't mean to disrespect anybody, but it kind of goes in one ear and out the other. I'm much better at reading it. So that's one thing I've learned too. It's just, there's just so much information to try to take in. I want to tell you about some of the highlights, though, of this week of people who came by my office. If you use my Facebook page at all, facebook.com/BillPost4Oregon, or Twitter, or Instagram, or YouTube, or Tumblr, all the other social media I have, or just go to billpost.us, my website, you'll see pictures. I try to post pictures and videos every day of something interesting. This week, I had visits from Vern from Shaw, who is our World War II veteran. If you were a listener to the show, you might remember good old Vern calling in with his World War II stories over the years. He's still alive and kicking, and I mean he's kicking. And he sat right there in that chair right behind me, and we had a great visit one day. Also, Gail Atterbury from Oregon Right to Life. Many of you may know, maybe you don't know. She just finished her 6th round of chemotherapy for breast cancer. And Gail is still absolute, as I've always called her, pure joy. Pure joy. She is the most beautiful, precious person I know on the face of this earth, filled with joy. And yet I know she's in pain and she feels sick to her stomach and she feels horrible, but you would never know it. Also got a visit the other day from a group of parents and staff from Head Start. Be a fan of Head Start, not be a fan. I don't really care. I'll tell you this. They told me some really, really fabulous stories of how their lives and their kids' lives have changed. So I was pretty impressed with that. Last story I want to tell you is this. Where I'm sitting right here, I'm looking out my window, and I'm on the 3rd floor, 373. Below me is the emergency exit for this portion of the building. Again, if you look on my Facebook page, you'll see pictures of this. I was right in the middle of my lunch Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was literally like one fork full of salad when the fire bell went off. And I looked around like, you're kidding, right? Seriously, not when you're eating, right? Yes, you got to go. So we all go down the stairs, and we go out right down here, right below where I'm pointing right now, right down below. And you'll see in that picture, if you look at it, you know what I was struck by? There were senators, representatives, custodians, state police, citizens, lobbyists, you name it. Everybody that you could possibly think of that would be in this building, all standing in one big group down there. And you know what we all were? We were just people. Nobody was more important than anybody else. We're all just people. And that's my point. My life is your state representative. I'm no big shot. Oh, hey, state representative. Hey. I'm just Bill. I'm always just going to be Bill. And I just want you to know what an honor and privilege is to be here in this building to serve you. I'm going to do everything I can to stop as many bad bills as I can. I don't know what we can do, but we'll try our best. And I just thank you. I thank you for the kind emails and the things that people have said when they've come by. Again, call, email, if you'd like to get a hold of us. If you want to come by and make a visit, it's H373. Love to see you here and love to show you my office. So thank you. We'll do this again next week. And we'll see if something changes next week. Maybe I'll be a big old grouch next week. I don't know. I'm a happy guy right now, and I'm ready to go home for the weekend. How's that? I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for watching this, and we will talk to you again next week.